Hello everyone, welcome to SwitchUp as we once again have a look at some of the games coming out for the Switch and the Switch 2 in this upcoming week. In terms of dates, we're going from the 30th of August up to the 5th of September to see if there's anything releasing that's worth your time and money. So which games are coming out for the Switch 1 and 2 this week? Well, let's find out. The first game we're going to look at then is Demonschool. This calls itself a new style tactics RPG where motion equals action. It says you must defeat big weirdos in between the human and demon worlds as Faye and her misfit companions are navigating university life on a mysterious island. You can rewind any action during the planning phase of the game and then create combos to dispatch your foes, and you'll have to plan your school schedule to level your character and build skills. Alongside this, you'll be building relationships with other characters that you'll meet throughout the game. I like the isometric viewpoint, I like the art style, very zoomed out, nice use of pixel art. For me, personally, it depends how much the school scheduling part takes up. That's something in games that doesn't interest me overly. So as long as that and the combat, there's a nice marriage there between the two, then this sounds very interesting. It's out on the 3rd of September and will cost £19.99 or your regional equivalent. Next then we have Mandragora, Whispers of the Witch Tree. This is a fantasy action RPG where it says you'll be battling monsters, crafting powerful upgrades for your weapons and gear, and exploring the secrets of an expansive interconnected world. You'll need to choose from 6 unique classes and wield blades and magic to master your craft in brutal battles, so says the blurb. You'll be dodging, parrying and striking with perfect timing to hunt vicious creatures and nightmarish bosses. There are multiple endings for you to discover, with 75 locations across the whole game, and you'll be able to create your character, your Inquisitor as they are, developing them through 6 different talent trees. Has a very nice gothic art style. I like the use of pinks and purples just to create the atmosphere and the ambience. £35 this one, or again your regional equivalent, and it's another one that's out on the 3rd. After that then, the first Switch 2 game of the week, we have Star Wars Outlaws Gold Edition. It says you'll experience the ultimate galactic adventure with Star Wars Outlaws on the Switch 2, whether at home or on the go. This Gold Edition gives you access to the base game and the Season Pass, which includes a Wild Card Story Pack, a Pirate's Fortune Story Pack, Jabba's Gambit Exclusive Mission, the Kessel Runner Character Pack, the Hunter's Legacy Bundle, and the Cartel Ronin Bundle. Gameplay wise, it says you'll explore distinct locations with bustling cities and cantinas, race across sprawling outdoor landscapes on your speeder, and each location brings new adventures, unique challenges, and enticing rewards. You'll pilot your ship, the Trailblazer, as you engage in thrilling dogfights with the Empire and other foes. It's a single player only game, which surprises me actually. This is one I don't know much about from anywhere it's released before, but I expected it to be a multiplayer game for some reason. That's not the case, but if it is one that you are interested in, it will cost you £49.99 and it releases on the 4th. As well as that, we have Adventure of Samsara. This is a Switch 1 game, a 2D Metroidvania action-adventure according to the blurb. And this is actually a remake of the Atari game Adventure from back in 1980, which was one of the few games on the 2600 that had a proper gameplay narrative. It wasn't just a case of getting a high score and then trying again. It says this game captures the spirit of that original whilst taking it in a new and unique direction as players battle through a series of diverse interconnected biomes and confront brutal mutant bosses. There are 10 biomes in total, from frozen wastes to industrial labs, and Easter eggs to discover that nod to the original game. It'll be interesting to see exactly how much this feels like that original. It's all very well and good saying it's a nod to that game and giving it a title that harkens back to it to some small degree, but at the end of the day, can you feel like a game that was so primitive whilst completely remaking it? We'll see. That's not to say it'll be a bad game at all anyway, but yeah, it's out on the 4th for £16.75, but you can get 10% off of that price up until just before launch. Also this week then we've got Dragon Ruins, which is an RPG from Kemco. Now Kemco have released a number of RPGs for the Switch across its life, the vast majority of them being top-down 8/16-bit style games, which I'll be honest I got very fatigued with very quickly, but this one is actually a dungeon crawler and that is a subgenre of the RPGs that we don't see so much anymore, certainly not in this style with that really old school, almost wireframe look, and that on its own has got me interested, I must say. You'll choose from 12 classes like knights and archers to build your 4-member party. There's auto mapping and fast-paced auto battles, it says. Nice to see auto mapping. I mean, I don't mind a nod to the past, but I don't want to be drawing things out on grids anymore. And with every run, it says enemies grow fiercer, and you'll need to level up and upgrade your gear to take on the ever-evolving final boss. Yeah, I like the sound of this one. Like I say, Kemco games in general have faded on me in terms of their pull, but this is one that I'm definitely interested in. £8 and 9p, or another one with 10% off. This time that goes up until the 10th of September. We then have Cronos, The New Dawn, again a Switch 2 game of course. This is a game that Alex, who visited Gamescom for us this year as we weren't able to make it, did play a small chunk of. I think he got to play 15 minutes of this. And it's a third-person survival horror game, of course. It says you need to fight for the future by salvaging the past, burn monsters before they merge, and extract souls from the living. It's set in a grim world where Eastern European brutalism meets retro-futurist technology, according to the blurb. And as I mentioned briefly there, the creatures will merge together if you don't kill them outright. You need to locate people from the past who have perished and extract their essence to have them accompany you in the future. An interesting idea, the past-future mechanic in this game. Definitely one I'm looking forward to. It comes via Bloober Team, who have done things like Layers of Fear in the past. They did the Silent Hill 2 remake as well, of course. Yeah, one that's on my radar for sure. It's out on the 5th and it will cost £49.99.
The whole thing was not preserved.
Don't shoot!
This is how I do my own part in saving them.
The penultimate game for the week then, another Switch 2 game. It's Demon X Machina Titanic Scion. I own the first Demon X Machina for the Switch. Never played it, it's still on my shelf. To this day, I made the mistake of buying it at the exact same time that I bought Astral Chain, and I ended up playing that one and forgetting this one for a while and I never got around to it, I'm afraid. But it says you'll become the ultimate high-tech warrior in an action-packed new entry in the series. Fly into battle in your customised arsenal, unleashing a variety of attacks tailored to your playstyle. It says Demon X Machina's high-octane armoured action debuts on a new generation of platforms, bringing with it an epic sci-fi adventure. Cooperative multiplayer means you never truly fight alone, and you can customise your arsenal both in design and in loadout, as I mentioned briefly a moment ago. Yeah, another one I'm looking forward to. It's a shame I never got round to the first one. What I will say is in Europe, this is published by Marvelous Europe. I think it's by Exceed in other parts of the world. Certainly in Europe, this is actually on the cartridge if you're buying it physically. And I will say that Marvelous have been one of the few third-party publishers to do that in every game they've produced so far. They've done a Rune Factory game and a couple of others already, and they've made sure their games are on the cartridge, so fair play to them. I haven't actually bought a physical Switch 2 game yet because of the nonsense that is the game keycards, so it's nice to see one company flying the flag for proper physical releases. This one's out on the 5th for £59.99. There is a demo you can try if you want to see if it's to your tastes first.
Lives. Every last one!
For a world to stand tall, its pillars of rule must remain indestructible.
And the final game for the week then is SHUTEN Order, which is a visual novel with an interesting premise where you play as a character that wakes up with no memory of their previous life. And it's revealed to them that they were actually the head of a small nation that had risen after the world fell into despair, who was assassinated, and in order to get your memories back, you must find and kill the person that killed you in 4 days. In terms of its story, it's from Kazutaka Kodaka, who also wrote the Danganronpa games, of which I've played the first 2, and I have the third one ready to play at some point, and loved those. So this is one that's definitely caught my eye, just for that fact alone. I like the premise, it sounds very interesting, so maybe one that I'll pick up in the future. £39.99 this one, releases on the 5th, and that is a Switch 1 game.
極限脱出アドベンチャーウシトラ有限と共に拉致された先は暗く不気味な迷宮デスゲームを勝ち抜き閉鎖空間から脱出せよ
So there you have it, that's another week of Nintendo Switch and Switch 2 releases. Do any of those games interest you? Will you be picking any of them up? Please do let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget, if you're looking for eShop credit to pick any of these games up, you can use our website switchup.gg to get your eShop cards, and doing so will get you 5% of your purchase price back as cash back. And there are links down there to places such as Play Asia. I think that SHUTEN order is an Asian physical. It's certainly one I'll be keeping my eye on. But yeah, if you use our link and code, you get yourself 5% off of your order price from there. Thank you to our patrons and our channel members for your continued support, and to each and every one of you for watching our videos. Take care, and until next time, happy gaming.